Hello, welcome to my last session of connective tissue or the blood. In this video, I am going to talk about what is lymph and how it differs from the blood as well as the plasma or the blood plasma. So let's start. What is lymph? As you know that the blood vessel which carry the blood from heart to tissue, and such blood vessel is known as artery. Such artery divides and redivides which form the capillaries, and these capillaries surround the tissue, or these capillaries are surrounded by tissues or the cells. So these are known as the tissues, and these are the arterial capillaries. And the blood vessel which carry the blood from tissue to heart, and such blood vessel is known as vein. So obviously more blood comes and less blood pass through the arterial capillaries, because the lumen of arterial capillaries is small as compared to the lumen of the artery. That's why the blood flow in arterial capillaries in a high pressure. As a result, the fluid oozes out or comes out from the blood into the intercellular spaces. Intercellular spaces of body. And such fluid which comes out from the arterial capillaries and stored in the intercellular spaces of the body, and such fluid actually known as lymph. So lymph which comes out, which oozes out from the arterial capillaries. Such lymph again come back to the original blood circulation through the another blood vessel, and such blood vessel is known as the lymphatic vessel. So through the lymphatic channel, through the lymphatic vessel, through the lymphatic capillary, the lymph again come back to the original blood circulation. That's why such lymph maintain the blood volume in our body. So these lymph which comes out from the arterial capillaries, that's why this lymph devoid of RBC, but it contains more number of WBC. There is no RBC, that's why lymph is colorless and having more number of WBC. So such lymph also have a great role in our immune system, in our body defense system. Such lymph actually, these are rich in glucose, and such lymph also contains more number of globulin protein, and it also rich in insoluble protein, and also rich in carbon dioxide, as you know, WBC. And such lymph also lacks in lacks in calcium, then phosphorus, then oxygen, then soluble protein, and no RBC. There is no RBC, that's why it is colorless. So lymph, it is rich in glucose, globulin protein, insoluble protein, carbon dioxide, WBC, but lack in calcium, phosphorus, oxygen, very less amount of oxygen present actually, and the soluble proteins, and no RBC. And such fluid actually act as the middleman in between the blood and the tissue. So lymph, which actually acts as the middleman in between blood and the tissue or the cell. So the exchange of nutrients and the gases among the blood and the cells takes place by means of the lymph. Such lymphatic vessels which present throughout our body as the blood vessels present. That's why such lymph vessels which form the another system known as the lymphatic system. And such lymphatic system or the lymph vessels, it also known as the pipelines of our body or the supply lines. This is known as the supply lines. It distributed the or transport the fatty acid, it transport the glycerol, it transport the fat soluble vitamins, and such lymph also maintain the blood volumes. So it also maintain the blood volume. It also maintain the blood volume, and somehow it helps in our immune system for the because of the WBC, more WBC, 90% lymphocytes are present. That's why the phagocytic in nature. So it helps for the phagocytosis. It keeps the tissue or the cells moist in our body. So it keeps the body cell moist. So these are the main function of the lymphatic system. And such lymph also, or it has another property that it can coagulate like blood. So it can coagulate. It can coagulate like blood. And such lymph or through lymph actually fat or digested fat actually absorbed, and the special structure in our small intestine present, and this is known as the lacteals. So through the lacteals which present in our small intestine, so through these lacteals the digested fat actually absorbed. So the transport of main thing is that the transport of fat, the transport of nutrient actually takes place through the lymph. So how such lymph actually differ from the blood? First thing is that the lymph is colorless because there is no RBC. In blood, the calcium, phosphorus, oxygen content is more, but in lymph, the calcium, phosphorus, oxygen amount is very less. Blood contains more number of soluble protein, but here very less number of soluble protein present. And it is rich in glucose, but blood is blood contains very less number of very less amount of glucose. So in this point it differs from the blood. So lymph actually oozes out from the arterial capillaries and stored in the tissue spaces or the body spaces. That's why it also known as body fluid and also known as the tissue fluid. And such lymph actually present in the coelom, and somehow in some cases it also known as the coelomic fluid. Coelomic fluid. So these body fluid, tissue fluid or the coelomic fluid similar with the blood plasma. These are basically similar with the blood plasma. Thank you for watching.